Absolute jokes. What is going on with these melons? Melons everywhere in F2. Melons everywhere. Why can't you hear commentary? Because I was on the phone. And now this is safety car. Yeast has lost it on the final corner on the embankment because it is a very traction heavy zone. And that is that. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the new season. Johnny Racer has some wheel issues, but he seems to be riding okay in P6 as the field begins to change tyres on this two-stop race this evening. I'm back. I have to go collect my food in 10 minutes when it comes down, but anyway. We're lap 8 of 36 into this new season in F1 on a Friday night. As people begin to join the stream in droves now. 6 whole people watching. Good evening to you all. Welcome to your Friday evening with myself. I am tired as Andre is questioning what is going on in life. So far we've lost 3 people. We've lost Vegan McKinnon, who has to drive an F1 this season. Then Macaulay Beard, my favourite, lost the car. Then Andrei Feschenko, I think, just decided he didn't want to race anymore. But we will never be able to prove that without certain camera angles and footage, which will probably be deleted by him. Now he's saying he's too tired to race. Convenient, Andre, convenient. Then leading the way is Hugo Ljungqvist. Interesting. Jean Gouring, Mr. Crystal, is in P2. And look who's in P3. One of the chief sandbaggers. One of the chiefest of sandbaggers. As Apo Said is saying he did something impressive. Who is Ricardo Chivrin? You were playing basketball for 4 hours straight. Motherfucker, I could dunk on you. Okay? Ricardo Chivrin, who said he was too slow for F1 last season and he couldn't keep up with the likes of Jean and Hugo and I don't know, whoever else. And now all of a sudden, as Carl Whiteside is pitting, all of a sudden now he's in P3 on a fresh set of medium tyres against the field. And this suits the medium runners, or the current medium runners, as they're going to be able to extend that a little while longer. I'm just saying, Andre, I used to play a lot of basketball. I was tidy with a basketball, you know. I was a little point guard, a little old-fashioned point guard, a pass-first point guard, a bit like, John Stockton. I'm not comparing myself to John Stockton, but I was a pass-first point guard who could knock down a 3. I was tidy in my day. You don't believe me? Get Apo Topo to look up my Facebook page. Anyway, then Apo Said is in P4. Sam Kent in P5. Kent the Cunt returns for another season of terrorism. And my favourite name in all of ERO, Johnny Racer. He sounds like he should be in Fallout or something. Is in P6. Then the Laggy Racer. We've got Johnny Racer and Laggy Racer. They should be on a team together. Andre, you're the GOAT. You're my favourite admin. Honestly, the rest of them are all frogs, especially that bastard. Johnny Racer, Laggy Racer. And then look who it is in P8. It's everyone's favourite Pakistani Rongson. Maritabali. Then possibly one of the biggest complainers after Bastion in ERO at the moment, Mr. David Ann, currently riding away as a safety car and stuff in P9. Ronaldinho's in P10 and his buddy, his bum chum, Mateus Fat Ronaldo's in P11. The boys are back together. Then Luca Bracel is in P12. Mark Anderson, Ivan Belov, who the hell is that guy? Carl Whiteside and Connor O'Shea are Hearn, as Hugo Ljungqvist will get us away and racing to start the next part of this race, the next third, I suppose. We're entering into 1/3 race distance. Anyway, as Hugo's still not gone yet, and he's weaving, trying to warm up those tires. Crystal's having none of it. He's just like, hurry up. German efficiency there, doesn't get caught sleeping. He is drifting ever so slightly. Ricardo Chivrin, is he going to make a move? He's going to make a bit of contact here with the diffuser of the German. Sam Kent and Apo Said are fighting. Johnny Racer's fighting Aposade. He's dropping like a stone. Laggy Racer not making any positions at the moment. Maritab Ali and David Ann are tussling coming out of, I think it's called Tarzan, I think that turn. Ronaldinho and Fat Ronaldo will have a pact not to touch each other in the wrong places this evening. Ivan Belov, after his unfortunate spin at the start, I think it was a spin anyway, is currently down in P13. Back up the front, Jean has dropped back by about just over half a second against Hugo. New season of Drive to Survive is out this evening, or it was out this morning actually. Will anyone be watching it? That is the question. Fat Ronaldo and Ronaldinho! Side by side on the rundown of the second DRS straight. Will we see some Leclerc-Russell action? We will not yet. Okay. But anyway, like I was saying, the new season of Drive to Survive is out at the moment. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard Flavio Briatore says some horrible, horrible things to poor Franco Colapinto. He calls him shit and everything. Anyway, Maritab and Rob Knable. I find that Rob is like 13. That was a big surprise to me. Battling for P7. Maritab will be making excuses after the race. He will probably be making reports. Stay tuned for that. David Ann quietly riding in P9. Watch him get a podium this evening. Don't ask me how or why, but he will. As they go through the tricky sector 2 here, which can really lights up that front left tyre. Deg is pretty heavy here on the left-hand side, and you've got to be very, very careful not to cook your tyres too soon, especially when you're right on the diffuser of someone like David Ann is. David Ann, not to be confused with his brother Daryl Ann, is, well, he's the quicker of the two brothers. Anyway, back up the front here, and not a lot separating the top 6 or 5, well, 5 anyway, 5 or 6. Everyone within DRS in the top 6 here, as Maritab is going to be the one holding the rest of the grid up, as Luca Brissell and Conor O'Shea Ahern are fighting round that big and bank corner which claimed Yeast's soul this evening. Mark Anderson riding at the back with, who the hell is Oracle Arc? Anyway, Luca Brissell again and Conor are fighting. We're missing that. And it's side by side into sector 1 here. Dangerous areas to be flirting with each other, boys. Is there going to be a bit of Hamilton? Was it, no, Leclerc is taken out, yeah, by Antonelli here with his phone. Okay, so Ivan Riley just riding it by himself. Maritab is holding up a few drivers by the looks of it, as Ronaldinho and Fat Ronaldo are fighting. Fat Ronaldo's dropped 2 positions as Ivan Belov has snuck his way in. Ivan the Terrible doing some damage here on the first race of the season, working his way back up the grid from the back after an unfortunate start to the race. Meanwhile, back at the camp, Jean is galosing in here. Is he going to make a move with DRS? That is the question. He's got battery, so does Hugo. Gaining. Oh, he's really close to the back of him here. Hugo goes defensive, but it's not going to make a difference. Jean Goring is your new race leader into lap 13 of 36. It's all happening at the moment, as the safety car has been deployed, as we have lost Mr. Carl Whiteside. He will not be happy about that. Now, the question is, does anybody pit? I don't think so. Well, as I say that, or Clark pit straight away. Anybody actually in this race, do they pit? I don't think they can. It's just not the right time in anybody's windows. Maybe the medium runners, but it wouldn't really make sense here because you'd have to stop again. And that is the crack there. Johnny Racer in P5. I love you. You've got a great name. Andre, you're an admin now. Make it if you want, mate. I'm not going to stop you. If you want Le Mans Ultimate and LMU tier, you make it. You organize it and you run it. The same way I did with GT7, getting it off the ground with Adam back in the day. You're more than welcome to do it. I will give you all the channels and all the roles and permissions to do it, okay? Plus, LMU isn't on PlayStation, so it's only on PC, so I won't be racing in it. But that's not a big deal anyway. But I know the game is popular now. I know it's apparently a better sim than a lot of these things. As nobody's caught the fucking safety car yet. Come on, guys. Come on. We haven't got all night here. Luca Bracel gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This is a bit of a deceptive track because everyone thinks it's normally 80 kilometers. It's actually 60 here. You got to be careful. Aaron Dildo Stone has not reared his head this evening either. It's important to note that. As in F2, Alex, Theodore, and Ronan Clark are fighting away in the reports channel. If you've got access to the F2 chat, have a look at that. That's gonna be interesting to see. I'm waiting for Maritab's first report of the season. I'm sure that will be a blessing for us all. When it's here for people with a job, you have it. It's called F2. Bastian. I literally I almost fell asleep driving. Almost fell asleep. No word of a lie. Simply because and that's how I went off the track and everything else. Everyone has jobs. Luis Saliguero bloody works on television and comes back to race every Friday. As Apo Said is saying, holy DRS train. Yes, it is a bit DRS heavy. Zandvoort isn't the best of tracks for racing, if I'm honest. There's not usually a lot of overtakes. But it's okay. You were at Steku's ass already. I know, Bastian. Like the three of us were all very close until I decided to just like make my own track limits and ride the curb like Tony Hawk. As Zuchol is complaining in the admin chat, I think, or something. Mr. Bartholomew Zuchnik. Sam Kent is riding in P3. Interesting enough. Will this be the season that Sam Kent finally does something notable in ERO? He's been tithering along and very close to greatness, but it always just seems to elude him. The game is shit. Well, the thing is, if you remember when F125 first came out, everyone was applauding it and saying this was so much better than F124. But that just is a testament to how shit F124 was. You know? I'm wondering what they're going to do for this mini update or this paid DLC that we're all going to have to fork out for. 26 cars. It'll be 22. How would it be 26? It'll be 22. It'll be nice to see, but I'm not too optimistic. Then I think F127 is going to be the next major update for this game. I was shit in F124. Yes, you were, Andre. So was I. F123 was my golden game. I was very good in that, and I didn't find it too much of an issue. I think the problem was that the strategies all kind of just always merged into one. Everyone just always went medium hard. F121, yes, is the best game. I agree. Everyone ended up just kind of merging into the same strategies. Here, it kind of is that, like, the setups are very... That's the issue with these kind of games, is we're back away in racing, as Jean has just caught the whole field sleeping. Is that, you know, as the game progresses, as Ivan and David fighting further down the field, Ivan now up to P9 from back of the grid. Maritab and Apo Said also going side by side into... Ooh, that was a bit dangerous. Ooh, that was also a bit dangerous by Maritab. He could be reported for that if he's not careful. And he's somehow got the move to stick. What was I going to say? Yeah, so the problem is with these games is that, like, people figure them out very quickly, you know? They figure out what the meta setup is. And then that just becomes the raison d'etre. As we're actually seeing our Apo Said without a front left end plate. That comes the raison d'etre for people to... You know, to not steer away from that. There's no risk reward with setups in this game. You pick a setup and that's it. You know, and you get given a setup by whoever it is, SRC, SRS, whatever it's called. You know, sim racing setups, all that kind of crap. All these guys who put the hours in, they sell them. And then after that, you know, what happens? Everyone eventually ends up having the same setup. You know, so there's no ingenuity about it. There's no edge, right? And like I think as Camel has said to me before, the setups in this game are just based off low downforce. It's kind of ridiculous on some tracks, but that's what you have to run. Like this track here, this should be a really high downforce track, but I know people that are running 40, 30 wings. That's what I'm saying to you, Bastion. Every setup runs ridiculously low wings. It doesn't make any sense, you know? Tire wear, okay, is a different story, especially when you start dropping assists in this game. 47, 38, that's reasonably high for this track. But tire wear is a different kettle of fish once you start taking off assists, because if you lock up, it's a massive amount of deg in your tires. But yeah, this game as a whole, like, we all say it's so much better than F1 24, but that's because 24 was terrible. So I don't know how they're going to fix it, especially when we're going to be running the same game basically for 2 years. I don't think there's going to be much of a game left to come back to. Hugo Lindvist has left the session. Oh my god. And I don't have him as a friend. Oh my god, he needs an invite. Get that man back in the lobby right now. He's pitting as well. Why is he pitting? Oh my days. Oh my god, this is a disaster. It's an absolute disaster as Hugo's AI has put on another set of hards. Oh, what is going on here? Why has Triple H appeared as Adolf Hitler on my phone? Random yeast. Oh, my food is on the way as well. This is going to be great. You're going to get no stream comms again, or no comms stream again. But as soon as my food is good. Kent to F2. What do you mean Kent to F2? He's in P2 right now. Johnny Racer also in a chance for P2 as Jean Goring has checked out. Oof, he's gone. Now, if the drivers in P2, 3 and 4 have any brains, which is questionable at the best of times in ERO, part-time commentator, Darryl, you're a part-time steward, mate. If they would all work together to catch up with Jean. But alas, the brain cells are not there and they will fight. Johnny Racer up to P2, lap 19 of 36. Further down the field, Mateus is fighting Ivan Belov, who's still in P9 or in that territory. Where is Camille? Why is Camille all the way down in P12? What's he doing? Why is he making this? Oh, is his contact there? And there's more contact there, as Mark Anderson says, well, get out of my way. As Fat Ronaldo decides to make some kind of escape road. Well, that was very creative. Oh, very good. As Hugo Lindvist is at the back of the grid now. Unfortunately for him, that's a disaster. My food is 6 minutes away, boys. Hugo Lindvist has sent me a friend request. Let's get him back in the lobby. Huggin 22, okay. Oh, I think I sent someone an invite. Whoops. He's not going to be happy here. As Mateus gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pits, he's not going to be happy when he sees where his car is. And I don't blame him, to be honest. He was on for a chance at winning this race. Now he's in the back of the grid. He's got a lot of work to do. The only thing is he's got fresh tyres. These will go to the end of the race, but this is shite. Now the only thing I can think of here is that he's going to pull some stupid undercut here, but let's be realistic. His chance of winning the race is dissipating. Now Crystal holding off the Kent charge as Johnny Racer still right behind him. These guys aren't using their head though. They need to work together, boys. You need to fight together. Fight as one. As Johnny Racer getting past Sam Kent. As Ronaldinho with the fastest lap of the race so far. With a 1:11.85 flat. And we enter into the part of the race where things become a bit slow and boring. I got Chinese tonight, Daryl. Yes, dealing with Bastion is a full-time job. He's on his period a lot of times at the moment. As Ricardo Chevron, after me criticising his sandbagging, is currently in P13. Right, so the boys up the front. The boys up the front really, well, not really doing something too much, but like, Jean is just kind of keeping steady. Johnny and Sam, well, Johnny's kind of pulling away here. And Sam hasn't able to get the overtake done, even with DRS. Maritab Ali in the pits, Connor O'Shea Ahern in the pits. Hugo Lundqvist will start to gain a few positions now, you would like to think. As long as the AI hasn't done him too dirty. He's going to be driving excessively hard here now to catch up with the grid and try and get back into the points. We started with 20. We currently have 16. We've lost Regan, Macaulay, Andre and Kjarl. As Mateus with the fastest lap of the race, the 1:11.5s now. 3/10 faster there. Over 3/10 faster. Ooh. Daryl having an Italian. A bit of pizza. Where are you getting it from? Pizza Huts have closed down in the UK. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Not that I never liked pizza, but I hate Pizza Hut as opposed to say Domino's or Pizza Express. But all of them closing down and it being a delivery only service. It's kind of wild, isn't it? Anyway, back to the action here as we see Sam Kent closing in on, well, nobody really, because Johnny Racer has pit. Johnny deciding to go for the undercut here. I like it. It's brave. It's different on those ahead of him as Ricardo's come out ahead. There is David and Ivan both pitting. Now, the only thing that really derails Johnny's chance at an undercut here is, of course, a safety car. That would be a disaster for him now. Domino's. Other pizza places are available. I ain't saying they're not, mate. All I'm saying is, when I want a Chinese on a Friday night, I order from this place that looks like it shouldn't even be allowed to serve food. The dirtier the Chinese restaurant, the better the food. That's just my top tip for you in life. You want to risk getting food poisoning. You know? I say that, and if I get food poisoning tonight, I'll be really upset because I'm going out tomorrow. Right, anyway, Apo Said currently running in P3. Mr. Hinta. And then Rob Knable, yet again, Rob Knable quietly having a good race. He did this so many times last season. Jean Goring responds to the Johnny Racer pit. So does Sam, and so does Rob. Apo Said is our new leader with Ronaldinho in pursuit. Half-cooked rice. What are you half-cooking rice for? It's dangerous. I'm just saying, if you're going to have a Chinese, if you're going to have Chinese, this brother's just done a U-turn. My delivery driver's just done a U-turn. What's his name? Emmanuel. Well, Emmanuel, can you please go the right direction? Oh, he's coming now. Okay. But yeah, you want Chinese food to be dirty, right? It's not like, listen, you're not eating it for its nutritional value. Let's just call a spade here, Daryl. Okay? You're eating it for one thing, because you want to be a fat shit on a Friday night. Luca Brissell up to P4 after spinning. Oh! As Ricardo Chevron, speaking of spinning. So the top 5 all yet to pit. Mark Anderson hoping out for a miracle with his 17-0 lap hards. Is he on his push bike? No. He's in some little car apparently. He's 1 minute away now. Oh, I'm going to inhale this food. I'm going to absolutely inhale it. As Apo Said into the pits. And he gets a 10-second penalty. The latest victim in the debacle that is the 10-second time penalties for speeding in the pit lanes. I will be back after I collect my food. Don't do anything stupid. Let's watch. Let's watch Hugo. No, who's leading the race? It was Jean. Let's watch Johnny Racer as he's right on the back of Jean as well. Interesting. Right, so Ronaldinho's on fresh softs. As Ricardo is going along, so the brother didn't really know how to get into the complex and deliver the food. Bless him. So it was a bit of a disaster. Why only this cam, Luis? Because I was going to collect my food. Okay, that's why. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You're a good man, Luis. Right, so let's have a look and see what's happened since we left. Someone was saying Neo second. Well, Neo is not second anymore. He's 12th. Ricardo Schifrin, though, on a long... Did I tip him? No, because I had to walk out in the freezing cold, Daryl. Ronaldinho in the Vaslav. I had to walk into the freezing cold. I was going 3 wide into turn 1 here with Ricardo, Ronaldinho, and I think a David Ann is there as well. And Ronaldinho is losing out in those first softs. Why would I tip him when he's literally not even brought the food to my door and then made me go out in the freezing cold to collect him? Shit address. You're a shit address. Listen, you live down south, man, okay? You go on the M25 all day. You cannot say to me anything about pain, okay? I am. To be honest, I'm buying a house this year, so I'm not too bothered. But yeah, that's a story for a different day. That's a story for a much different day. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, David Ann and Ronaldinho are fighting in a battle of who wants to win P6, P5, whatever it is. Yeah. I don't live with him. Well, you stuck in traffic for 2 hours, so you may as well have a bloody... He's been P9 this whole race, Ivan. I live in a royal borough of London. The laggy racer, Mr. Rob Knable. Maybe a podium is on here for Ronaldinho if those softs can hold on. That'd be interesting. A royal borough. Who says that? I live in a royal borough. David Ann, sort your brother out, man. Sort him out before I do. As nothing else is really happening. I think Maritab has just given up. He's probably going to report about 20 drivers after this race. It's going to be great to watch. That will be the highlight of my Friday evening. And Aposade and David Ann are fighting as we finally get a decent camera. Aposade makes a move. Goes... Oof. There's a bit of contact as well, and David trying to push his way through and gets unrewarded for that. David Ann clearly not coming from a royal borough of London. With actions like that, that is very unregal of him. Kick driver to F2 on God. Yes, who is this guy? Who is this guy? And Luca Purcell as well. Yes, I think Luca Purcell and whoever this random kick guy is, as Connor O'Shea-Hearn and Maritab Ali are fighting for P10. I'm clearing that Maritab will end up in F2 by the end of the season if he starts crying. As Mark Anderson in hot pursuit as well. So Crystal is dominating here as the top 3 seems very set at this point. Nothing really going to change here with just a few laps to go. That is not Barry Kruger. Bastian, that is not Barry Kruger. Barry Kruger is the fastest man in F2. Nah. Really? Barry's fallen off, man. I used to say Barry Kruger was the fastest man in his tier. As we've got another safety car. Are you taking the piss? Johnny Racer into the pits. Interesting. Sam Kent decides to stay out. Jean didn't get a choice. As Ronaldinho also into the pits. Johnny on a fresh set of softs. Everyone's pitting. Oh my god, this could be disastrous because everyone's pit. David Ann with a 10-second time penalty. You absolute pillock. Oh my god, it's all happening now. So Johnny Racer's got a chance to win this race. As the 2 melons in front of him are behind the safety car. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, what's been a boring race up to this point has suddenly become extremely spicy. And now we're going to see this as Apple say, everything's gone into shit. Well, I agree with you there, Apple, because especially for Jean and for Sam, Sam is going to literally, as a safety car is in this lap, oh my god, this is going to be chaos here. And if Crystal's got any sense here, he'll want to, well, I don't know what he'll actually want to do, to be honest. There's not really much he can do. It's giving Verstappen Hamilton vibes, sitting ducks with someone on fresh softs. Ronaldinho, it'll be a Johnny Racer Ronaldinho 1-2 at the moment. Rob Knable is also online for a podium. And Crystal is going to literally be a sitting duck here. Sam Kent will be the first sacrificial lamb. And Crystal's gone. There's already going to be an overtake. I don't think that's legal. It was fine, actually. It was just Johnny and Penguin. As Penguin's not giving us... Oh! As Johnny almost goes into the back of Sam Kent. Again, almost going into the back of Sam Kent. As David Ann's retired from the session, he's gone a mile off. Ronaldinho's also gone. Oh my god, what is happening here at this end of this race? As Bastian thinks Sam brake checked him. No, but Johnny Racer fighting for the win here. It's all kicking off now. Oh my god, we've got a double DNF there. And... it's funny you say that, because that's what Max Verstappen used to always do. Anyway, back to the action. Johnny Racer leading already by over half a second. He's nearly a second clear. Rob Knable now right on the tail of Jean Goring. Crystal, who was leading this race comfortably until this stupid safety car came out. And Luca Bracel up to P12 now. Those double DNFs will do him the world of good. We're going to have to check in with Ronaldinho to find out what happened there later on. But at the moment, Johnny Racer's checked out. He's gone. He's going to win this race in F1. Wow, what a start to the season for him. Rob Knable now fighting for P2, which will be an excellent result for him. And he's not near enough to make the move here. Oh, and he's on the grass there. Did very well not to lose the car. As Camille is saying, Maritab was the one who was at fault. Interesting. And as Rob is after hitting the back of Crystal there in this final lap of this race, he's lost his front left end plate. That's going to be crucial. Maybe Crystal can hold on here. Ricardo Chilveren, he's going to be in P4. Conor O'Shea Ahern may indeed hold on to P5. And look who's in P6. Ivan is capitalized on all this chaos as well. It is all happening here. As Ivan goes a bit wide there. Oh my god. As Mark Anderson's gone now, and so is Aposeid. Aposeid's he's beached. What is happening here? Oh my god! As going around the final few corners, we've lost like 4 drivers in 2 laps. As Laggy Racer finally gets past Crystal here. What has happened here? There's going to be a lot of investigations. Aposeid's retired on track. And Johnny Racer will win round 1 in F1 for season 18 of ERO in what has to be described as an absolutely chaotic end. Jean Goring will come in second after leading this race for the majority of it, and quite comfortably too. Cruelly snatched away from him. Rob Knable in P3, unable to get the job done on his fresh soft to the end. Ricardo Chilveren in P4. Ivan Belov with a recovery from the back of the grid to P5. Conor O'Shea Ahern in P6. Hugo Lindvist, who was also leading this race at one point comfortably, will finish in P7. Sam Kent in P8. Maritab Ali in P9. Luca Bracel in P10. And that's the rest of the grid. What a crazy, crazy end to that race. Well, there's going to be a lot of reports here, and I think Maritab Ali might be in a bit of trouble. As what is this big wreath? Oh my. Well, that does it for round 1 of this season, in what can only be described as something that was a bit odd. Listen, more races like that at the end, it'll be good fun. Johnny Racer, congratulations. I think that's your maiden win in ERO. Well done. But that was bonkers. I will get the race director because I'm sure some people will need it. Congratulations to the podium finishers. Right, next week we are in a... I can't even remember where we are next week. Let's have a look here as I'll get this race director as well. as Sam is not happy with that safety car. Next week we are in Miami, which always promises to be a mediocre race. And after that we are in China. Drivers will be moved. Drivers will be moved up and down. And have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy whatever you do. And chat to you soon.